Blasphemy is no crime, says Macron amid French girls' anti-Islam row. The French president defended the teenager, named only as Mila, who received death threats and was forced out of her school after filming an anti-religious diatribe on social media.
Here's a summary of the article.
Emmanuel Macron has waded into a row over a schoolgirl whose attack on Islam has divided France, insisting that blasphemy is no crime. The French president defended the teenager, named only as Mila, who received death threats and was forced out of her school after filming an anti-religious diatribe on social media. Macron's intervention comes after his justice minister, Nicole Belloubet, was criticized for claiming Mila's attack on religion was an attack on freedom of conscience, while saying the death threats were unacceptable. The public prosecutor has opened an investigation for death threats, threats to commit a crime and harassment against her attackers and a separate inquiry into whether she had provoked religious hatred, which is punishable by the law. Abdallah Zekri, general delegate of the French Council for the Muslim Faith, told French radio, "This girl knows exactly what she has done. They who sow, reap." Zekri added that the teenager's comments were not covered by freedom of expression but were insulting and provocative. Mohamed Moussaoui, the new head of the CFCM, said criticism of Islam had to be accepted and no remarks justified death threats. Mila has appeared on French television to say she did not regret the video and to defend the right to blaspheme.
This post received a score of 45,793, with an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Greater than you reap what you sow. A senior member of the French Council of the Muslim Faith (CFCM), Abdallah Zekri, told French radio, arguing that the youngster had asked for it. The threats. Sad face. She was asking for it. What great values to teach kids. Barbarians are like that.
It's scary it took this long. Really scary considering Je suis Charlie was only a couple years ago.
It's weird that people were against her considering she wasn't even the one who started it. If the only way you can protect your God is by harassing teenagers, then honestly you need a new God.
Remember when they shot a Pakistani girl in the face because she wanted to go to school?
Honestly, if you took God out of the equation they would behave exactly the same. They're just using religion as an pretext to behave like violent, sexist assholes.
It's not quite as simple as that. It's easier to legitimize being an abusive asshole when your authority comes from God, rather than from being bigger and stronger.
Christopher Hitchens.
There's a similar sentiment from a religious perspective mentioned in Martin Buber's Tales of Hasidim Volume 2. One clever student asks, what lesson can we learn from atheists? Why did God create them? The master responds, God created atheists to teach us the most important lesson of them all, the lesson of true compassion. You see, when an atheist performs an act of charity, visits someone who is sick, helps someone in need, and cares for the world, he is not doing so because of some religious teaching. He does not believe that God commanded him to perform this act. In fact,
that is very interesting. Thanks for sharing.
All those who issued death threats, including the delegate, should be tracked down and prosecuted. They need be made an example.
If there is some speech that should be suppressed, it's those speech. Sadly, it will never be done.
Death threats are illegal and they are investigating who made the threats according to the article.
Yep. Even the U.S. limits free speech when it impedes on another's safety. The classic example is causing pandemonium by yelling fire in a crowded building. Edit, y'all arguing some semantics on this for the sake of contrarianism.
Actually, that's not true.
Brandenburg v. Ohio is now the controlling precedent,
which is specifically mentioned and explained in the article one linked above.
Say what you will about hate speech, I think this is the appropriate measuring stick. Speech should be as free as possible right up until it actually does real harm.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.